Good morning, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. And I hope we have not stopped sharing those videos. Please, let's keep sharing them. Thank you very much. So, today I come to bring us a word I titled God Can Manipulate Things. Now, remember how God instructed King Saul to go and destroy the Amalekites. And then he went there. Rather than following an express instruction from God, he chose to follow the popular opinion of the people, which happens even today. People will rather follow the opinions or instructions of their friends or the instructions of the world rather than follow the instructions of God. And the Bible says God rejected Saul, which means we are at risk of being rejected when we don't follow God's instruction. And if God rejects you, who would ever accept you? What chance do you stand if God rejects you? In chapter 16 of the same First Samuel, God instructed Prophet Samuel to anoint for him another king over Israel. But Samuel was afraid. He said, if Saul finds out that I anoint another man king while he's still alive, he will kill me. Which is true. It would have been an act of treason, politically speaking. But hear what God tells Samuel. He said, follow my instructions and I will tell you what to do. And Samuel followed God's instructions. The Bible says Samuel followed the instructions of God. And this is what God told him. He said, go there that you're going to do a sacrifice and then invite the family of Jesse, which is what Prophet Samuel did. He got there, invited the family of Jesse, and he saw the first son, Eliab. Considering his height, his stature, and everything, he concluded that this was the one. But God said no. Up to the last one, but there's this one that was not around, tending to the sheep of his father. The Bible said that Samuel said they should send for him, that nobody will sit down until David arrives, which is what happened. David came and he was anointed. In verse 14 of that chapter 16, the Bible says, the Spirit of God departed from King Saul, and a spirit of torment from the Lord, a distressing spirit from the Lord came upon Saul. Which means when we disobey God, we stand a chance of having a spirit of torment in our life. And everybody knew that King Saul was tormented. Obviously, he started acting strange. He became very irritable and all that. And his servants suggested to him that, King, permit us to bring you somebody who can play the harp with his finger very well, so that whenever you are tormented and he plays this harp for you, you will feel well, you will feel better. It will calm your spirits. And King Saul gave the go-ahead. Guess who was this person that was brought in to play the harp for King Saul? It was King David. Meanwhile, nobody knew he had been ordained. But God manipulated things to bring him into the palace. Obviously, there were things that maybe David still needed to learn. And he had to learn those things right there in the palace. The Bible says David was brought in and he became the armor bearer of King Saul. Don't forget that at this point he was already anointed king. God was busy manipulating things to bring him into purpose. Folks, God would do anything to bring you into your purpose if only you will follow instruction. If only you will do as you are told. That's the God we serve. The Bible says David was brought in and he would play the harp for the king and he will feel well. Now, if you are, I don't know if you are thinking what I'm thinking. I started wondering, was it common knowledge that anybody who was tormented, the automatic treatment was for somebody to play the harp for the person and the person will feel well? I don't know. But that was the first suggestion the servants of David brought up. And because God was behind the scene manipulating things, Saul agreed to that suggestion immediately with no argument whatsoever. Just because David had to be brought into the palace. God can bring us into our purpose, and nothing can stand in our way. He will do anything to bring us to the place of fulfillment. All we need to do is follow God's instruction. All we need to do is to pray, to be in His will at all time. So today, I came to share with us that whatever you know you need to do to stay in God's will, do it. Because your fulfillment of destiny is dependent on it. Let's forget about the popular opinion of the world. Let's forget about suggestions from family, from friends. They might be well-meaning people, but ultimately, the counsel of the Lord shall stand, the Bible says. Many are the devices of a man's heart, but nevertheless, only the counsel of the Lord shall stand. It doesn't matter how well-meaning the people around you might be. If it is not in line with God's will, forget it. It will get you nowhere. So today, let us pray to be in God's will. Until I see us again, it is bye for now. Thank you.